Dear Mr. Chairman, delightful timekeeper, Your Excellency, Madame la Secrétaire Générale, esteemed members of the jury, members of the opposition, fellow members of the proposition, members of the House, ladies and gentlemen. We are all the descendants of bacteria. Yes, 3 billion years ago, our ancestors were nothing more than bacteria. No intelligence, no movement, nothing. Yet, here I stand before you, and I don't know about intelligence, but at least I can move. What a miracle! And what made it possible? In one word, evolution. And we all know since Darwin that the driving force behind evolution is none other than competition. Without competition, mankind would never have existed. Without competition, there would be no intelligence, no movement, nothing. After a while, some species choose a different way of living, that is, cooperation. Not many, but some. Bees, wasps, ants. And they do have a dream life, don't they? Incessant work, constant submission, no reproduction. Surely this is not the way we want to live. And this is why this House believes that competition is better than cooperation. But first, let me address one small matter of definition. What is competition? Competition is the action of seeking to gain what another is seeking to gain at the same time under fair rules and equitable circumstances. So the chances need to be equal for all the parties. Heavyweights do not fight with lightweights. No, thank you. Or when they do, it's not competition, it's slaughter. How about cooperation? Well, cooperation is a mutual effort between all parties, from which all of them supposedly get something. And finally, what do we mean by better? Competition is better than cooperation because it is more stable, more reliable, and more feasible. Competition is a driving force. Cooperation is an incitement to laziness and stagnation. Oh, no doubt the members of the opposition will claim that competition leads to conflict and war. Well, let me tell you a simple fact. Just before World War II, Chamberlain and Daladier tried to cooperate at Munich. Instead of competing with Germany. Yes, please.
Did you not cooperate with your team to come here tonight and prepare this debate?
Thank you for your question. Of course, we cooperated, but within the general framework of this competition. Without this competition, ladies and gentlemen, we would never have strived to be better. And this is what competition is all about, being better.
On that point, sir.
No, thank you. As I was saying, Germany. Well, we all know what happened after the Munich Accord. Germany stepped out of the cooperation. The incentive was too strong. It simply could not resist. So you see that it was cooperation that led to war, and that competition is more stable than cooperation. No, thank you. Because in cooperation, there is always an incentive to cheat, to let the others carry your share of the load. No, thank you. And you have to trust the others not to take advantage of you. Whereas in competition, you only have to trust the others to act in their own interest. Well, that is not exactly a leap of faith, now is it, Ms. Mameza? We're not saying that competition and cooperation cannot coexist, merely that competition works better than cooperation. Yes, please.
On your World War II example, when competition took place, isn't that when the war started? Isn't cooperation before the war and competition is the war? Thank you.
I think you're misinterpreting the motion and you're confusing confrontation with competition. As I explained, the war started when Germany stepped out of the cooperation. But competition offers choice. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have the ultimate choice tonight. Is it because of cooperation? No. This debate, this competition, gave you the power to choose. In essence, competition gives us freedom. This is why this House believes that competition is better than cooperation. Competition is about progress. Competition is about getting better. It brings out the best in each and every one of us, not merely for the winner, but also for the other participants. Because life is not a zero-sum game, no thank you. And winning is not about crushing your opponents, because the ultimate goal of the competitor is not merely to win, but to compete again. Competition is about pushing back your limits. Cooperation is letting them shrink until there is nothing left. And so, it is our hope that you will not be fooled by the misguided members of the opposition. Some will claim that without cooperation, there can be no progress, but my colleague Thomas will shatter that lie in 1,000 pieces, and he will prove that competition is the driving force, nay, the fire behind innovation and creativity. Some will claim that the structure of our society forever tends towards more cooperation, but my colleague Ines will destroy that falsehood. She will demonstrate that in politics, competition also trumps cooperation, and that it brings out the best ideas and offers us the power to choose. Some will claim that competition leads to financial catastrophes, but my colleague Arnaud will trample that sophism. He will show that in economics, competition is not only better for the firms, but also for the consumers. And some will claim that they have proven the superiority of cooperation over competition, but my colleague Florent will expose their lies. He will question each of their arguments and prove that they were all wanting. And so, Mr. Chairman, we're not sharks. I only sport one row of teeth. But we are realistic, and tonight we will not submit to the fake arguments of the opposition. Tonight we will rise to the challenge. Tonight we will push our limits back, and whatever the outcome, we would come out the greater for having tried.